starlings. Welcome to my sector of the universe. This is Jess from Capella Wellness, here to help you step into your truth and star into your power. For those of you who've never been here before, welcome. Hello to you. Thank you so much for being here. For those of you who are returning for another weekly, thank you again for coming back and for joining me for another weekly message. And for those who are my subscribers, I cannot thank you enough for your love, your loyalty, and your support. I am truly grateful for each and every one of you. If you would like a personal reading with me, all of that information is in the description box below. I wish you all a beautiful, transformational, empowering week. And I send you so much love and many, many blessings. With that being said, let's get into your reading. Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your weekly reading. How's it going? I hope you are doing super wonderful. I wish you a wonderful week this week and an awesome weekend coming up. I also send you many blessings and much, much love for the week ahead. All right, Sag, if you've never been here before, what we're going to do is we're going to see what your overall theme is for this week, what you need to focus on, and what you need to avoid for your spiritual growth, because that's what this is about, so you can attract and be in alignment with all the wonderful miracles and blessings God has waiting for you. Stick around to the end so you can see what other guidance Spirit has for you with regards to navigating these energies, what the new moon in Aquarius is bringing you, which happens on January 31st or February 1st, depending on where you are. And then we were going to close this out to see what your love situation looks like. All right, let's see what your overall energy is, overall theme is for this week. And remember, I say this week, this is really a timeless reading. I only do that because some of my clients and some of my viewers tend to refer to my particular readings, and it just makes it easier. All right, so, and remember, energies are always changing too. And sometimes it takes a while for things to happen, so keep that in mind as well. Everybody's on different timelines. Excuse me. And everybody's on different journeys. All right, let's see what your overall theme is for this week, Sag. What do we have for Sagittarius, Spirit Guides and Angels, Galactic Family? Thank you. Well, you are the first sign to get this card thus far since I've been using this deck. We have vulnerability. Yes, I'm having throat chakra issues. We have vulnerability and freedom here, Sag. All right. So it looks like this is a time for you to start following your North Star. Start reaching for the stars here, Sag. You may have been undergoing some difficult situations, experiences, relationships, jobs even. Maybe you feel very vulnerable at this time because maybe you've opened your heart to others and you've been very kind-hearted and generous and philanthropic is what I just heard. Very giving, okay? And maybe because of that, maybe you've been giving too much and there's been lack of reciprocity with people. And Six of Pentacles I'm seeing. And you're feeling like, what's the point? Why do I keep being treated this way if this continues to happen? Or why are these situations occurring when I'm thinking I'm trying to do the right thing? Now, maybe you're not loving that quality about yourself. Maybe you have high sensitivities to people and things, and you're feeling like that's a burden. Or that's something that you should overlook, or it's a bad quality about yourself. Start understanding that, you know, vulnerability and sensitivity isn't a bad thing. It doesn't make anybody a bad person. It doesn't make you weak, okay? Start focusing on the things that you really do admire about yourself. And if there's something along with these vulnerabilities and sensitivities, that could very well be a very loving quality about yourself, Sag. Because, on the flip side of this, people, they don't like to be vulnerable and they shut themselves off from the world. And that's the other extreme. And what does it do for them? It doesn't do them any good either, right? So it's okay to have these types of feelings. The only thing is that with sensitivities, don't become overly sensitive or every little thing kind of like pushes a button or it causes you to be emotional, something like that, right? Find a balance. I know with me, here's the thing with my sensitivities. I'm very sensitive when it comes down to music. Certain chords really affect me and they cause me to cry. And when that happens in front of people, and I have Venus and Cancer in the 12th, okay? So when that happens to people, when I'm in front of people and that happens, everyone's like, are you all right? And they think that like something horrible has happened or I'm depressed or I'm sad. And it makes me feel vulnerable. I'm like, I don't like it. It makes me feel uncomfortable. And I would cry at like the weirdest songs or weirdest places. And I would feel embarrassed, right? And I would kind of be a little bit angry at myself saying, I don't like that part of myself. I don't like being like this in front of other people, especially if people see me and they're wondering what's going on. I don't like it. But now that I'm saying this, Sag, I've started to understand that it was part of me. That being sensitive was a blessing. It wasn't a curse. And if you're receptive to other people's energies, maybe you're a huge empath, Sagittarius. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, it's about balance, right? Finding that balance and making sure that that doesn't get the best of you. If you got to block your energies, you have to protect your energies, do so. When you do that, that gives you more of a sense of freedom, okay? And you feel a lot more powerful. And you're able to go reach those stars because these qualities about yourself that you don't like, they're not holding you back. It's a part of you, Sag. So if you're really emotionally connected to people, things, nature, it's okay. Don't let that deter you. Don't let that keep you from fulfilling your true potential, from living your life's purpose. Become that star. Like the star card. Have faith and hope and that, those qualities about yourself, it's probably part of your mission and it's going to lead you to a place that you didn't expect. When you are receptive to those types of qualities about yourself, or more when you acknowledge them and you accept them, you will find a larger sense of freedom. You will feel more at peace with yourself. And even if you're truthful with people and you're being honest, it kind of happened to me. Me being vulnerable and truthful with others, and I've been like that in my readings. And sometimes I'm like, should I have said that? Or should I even say that? And my guides say, Jess, you're supposed to do that. Because sometimes when we do that, other people learn from us. They benefit from us and they grow. We shouldn't be afraid of really speaking our truth and telling other people certain things where it might make us feel uncomfortable or it was something that didn't really sit well with us in the past. But when you're able to do that, Sagittarius, it gives you a sense of freedom, gives you a sense of power. It helps you to be more in tune with your higher self, with your own truth. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to kind of let yourself loose and show the world the real you. Because again, you are that star. Allow yourself to have the truth set you free. And don't be afraid of what anybody says when you do that. Don't be afraid of what anybody does. but just watch. You might feel a little awkward. You might feel a little bit uneasy, but you're going to feel more of a sense of peace and freedom with that. And if somebody reacts poorly to it, it's going to build a thicker skin. You will have a lot more strength. And the more you do it, the more easy it becomes when you're vulnerable with others, when you speak your truth and when you speak your mind, and you no longer restrict yourself from being afraid to do so. You won't have any reservations of being that way again. There's no need to put up those barriers anymore. There's no need to pretend to be someone that you're not. There's no need to kind of be like Nine of Wands and say, oh yeah, I'm rough and tough and nobody can get to me. And that's what I was talking about, right? Some people who aren't afraid to be vulnerable because they think it's a sign of weakness. And that ties into being in tune with their feminine energies. If you can't be in tune with your feminine energies, that actually backfires on you and it causes other unpleasant things to happen in your life. And it also does cause unhealthy things to happen. It affects you physically too. So if you're putting up walls around your heart because you're afraid of it being torn down again or burned or ripped apart, you're only blocking true love from coming in. You're blocking the manifestation of your heart's desires from coming in. If you put up that wall, if you're afraid to speak your truth and be vulnerable with others, it makes you feel trapped. It's like the Devil card. We're not meant to be trapped in a cage, Sagittarius. We're meant to be free. We're meant to shine brightly. Don't let anybody dim your light. And as I was saying, if somebody comes at you when you're speaking your truth and you're being vulnerable, let that go. We have the right to express what it is that we feel. It's like that Metallica song called Nothing Else Matters. If you've never heard of it, I would highly recommend you listen to it. If you don't like Metallica or rock music, just look up the lyrics. If you want to hear a more song that is not like rock or anything, metal, go look up Lucy Silvas's, Silvas, her version of Nothing Else Matters. But pay attention to the lyrics. You have to be able to express yourself without feeling ridiculed, without feeling like you're out in the open, like you're naked out there. It's like the Star card, right? Vulnerability. Knight of Cups. Not being afraid to be out there naked, not literally, but you know what I'm talking about. Let me tell you, when I was able to do that, it really changed my life, which is why I'm able to do what I'm doing now. And when I talk about certain things about myself in my past, during my self-transformation, that weren't pleasant, that I used to find kind of embarrassing, it actually helped others because they were experiencing the same thing. So what does that do? That tells others, well, if Jess went through that and she was able to overcome that, then I can do the same thing. And if somebody doesn't like it when I tell them the truth, they can just go on their merry little way. It has nothing to do with me. Again, it builds that strength and resilience here. You don't have to protect yourself anymore, Sagittarius. Because God is the one that protects you from everyone and everything. If you feel unsafe, ask God for help. Because then old habits and bad patterns, your karma starts kicking in again. You have to keep repeating the same lessons. God doesn't want that for you. This is all about you being in alignment with your highest good, okay? The signs and reminders card is at the bottom of the deck. Your angels and your guides are with you, Sagittarius. They are there at your every beck and call. They just need you to ask for help. If you have issues with these energies here that I talked about, Sagittarius, ask God. Ask your angels. Ask your ancestors, your deceased grandparents, whoever's supporting you, your whole spirit team, the Pleiadians, the Syrians, like every time that I talk about when I'm shuffling my cards. That's why I do that. I thank them, and I'm always calling upon their support so that I continue to conduct these readings in the manner in which I do. Because before, I was scared out of my darn mind to communicate much of anything, to be vulnerable, to speak my truth, fear of retaliation, for fear of ridicule, fear of people saying all this stuff. You're wrong, and you're this, and that. I don't care about that anymore. And I say prayers before all of my readings to make sure that I still have that strength to convey what it is they want me to convey. And sometimes I have to say very difficult things. I have to say the truths, and I know people do not like the truth. And I know my readings are very, very different from other tarot readers because I am speaking my truth. I am conveying what my guides and my God want me to convey to others, because it's about spiritual growth. If we can't be truthful with ourselves, we cannot expect others to be truthful with us, to be true to us. If we're living in authenticity and lack of honesty, we are continuing to attract people who are like that, experiences who are like that, jobs, friendships, all of it. So you're being reminded with signs and synchronicities, even with songs, the song that I just said, that it's okay to drop your wands. It's okay to drop that wall. Drop the sword even. Because if you're pretending that everything's okay, you're pretending that, oh, well, I got this and whatever, and nothing's bothering me. But you know it is. You're living a life of inauthenticity. And then you will continue to attract things just like how you're vibrating at. You want more success in your life, more people to be respectful towards you, to reciprocate what you give to them. Successful relationships, harmonious relationships, and all different types of relationships, you're going to have to let your guard down. And those birds are there. There's freedom. When you're not afraid to really accept those qualities about yourself that you think make you look weak. My guides want to say you're only weak really if you don't up to who you really are. If you live a lie, if you live life not being the person that God wanted you to be, that God made you to be. Continue to trust your divine guidance. Continue to trust in the signs and synchronicities and the messages you're being given, whatever you're seeing around the world, in your daily life, in your dreams. You have the support of God, the angels, the ancestors to help you with this. They want you to receive the abundance and blessings and miracles that God has waiting for you. They want you to live a life more at peace and tranquility and authenticity and honesty. They want you to have that material abundance, to have the true love in your life. But if you put up the walls towards that, it's like if you keep the garage closed, how are you going to put the car in there? If you keep those walls up, how is the light of God going to get through? How is true love going to get through? How is abundance going to get through when you put it up? There's no way. Help is available to you, Sagittarius. All you have to do is ask. All right, Saggies. Let's see what you need to focus on for this week. What does Sagittarius need to focus on for this week? Please and thank you. They also want me to say, and this goes for, it's not just you, Sagittarius, it's pretty much for everybody who watches tarot. When you keep seeing these videos that talk about all of these wonderful things happening, and you start seeing that nothing's happening, but then you get videos that say, you know, maybe you should work on this, maybe you should work on that, maybe you should pay attention to the signs, maybe you should trust your intuition more. And that hits you more in your gut than the signs about you're coming into union, or you're getting married, or you're getting a windfall of money. And you know you're not in vibrational alignment with those amazing things happening. That's when you have to be honest with yourself and say, okay, well, I guess there's some work that I have to do. We all have to do work. I had to do a lot of work to get to here. Okay? So that's why, you know, being honest with yourself is going to be very key here. So let's see what you need to focus on. And don't be afraid to be someone, to be that person who you really are. Don't try to be like somebody else. Well, this guy came sideways, so they want me to take it in the upright. I talked about Knight of Cups, did I not? There it is. Vulnerability. Not being afraid to wear your heart on your sleeve. Because when you follow your heart, it's always going to lead you in the direction in the right direction. It's always going to lead you to where you need to be, Sag. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Express what's coming from your heart. This is sensitivities too. This is water energy. Maybe you have strong water in your chart, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or maybe you're dealing with a water sign. And maybe you've been vulnerable with this person and it tends to kind of backfire, maybe, I don't know. Or maybe you're afraid of being vulnerable with this person. Maybe your heart was broken before. Maybe something happened. Maybe it's just because this is part of you and you see it as a sign of weakness. But it's not a sign of weakness, as I said already, Sagittarius. It actually builds strength and character. So it's really time for you to start trusting your instincts and your intuition. If you're getting signs and synchronicities to do something, and you know it's for your highest good, and you keep saying the same thing repeated over and over and over again, and they're telling you it's time for you to do something, Sag, you got to trust that. Some of you, it might be for your life's purpose because the star is here, following your true north. You got to start to go ahead on the quest for the Holy Grail to get that ultimate fulfillment, to really fulfill your mission here. But that takes trusting your intuition. Do what you love to do. Follow your passions. It's like Ace of Wands. Your heart is really calling you towards something, Sag. And Spirit is really highly suggesting that you heed that guidance. And be proud of those sensitivities about you. Be proud of the emotions that you have, that you are emotionally connected. Again, when you cut that off, the emotional connection here, you try to suppress it, it causes other things to happen, as I talked about. Other unpleasantries, other unpleasant feelings. The physical part of you ends up to, what do I want to say? It starts to affect your health physically and mentally and emotionally and spiritually. If you block this out, and maybe that's what you're feeling now. Maybe you're here to do something with regards to your artistic skills. Maybe there's something with music or singing, painting, drawing, digital art. I don't know. This is a very artistic person, very dreamy too. Maybe some of you are afraid to follow your actual dreams, and maybe you have expressed those to other people and they laughed in your face. It doesn't matter, Sag, because if that's resonating with you, remember, take what resonates, leave what doesn't for somebody else, but be honest with yourself. If that's happened to you, Sag, they're laughing at you out of nervousness because they're like, well, wait a minute, Sag is actually going to follow that. They're going to follow their heart. They're going to follow their dreams. They may have tried to do that, and they may thought they have failed. Or they may have had these dreams and they never ever did anything about it. And for people who actually go after what it is that their heart is telling them to go after, they get jealous. Then they start saying these unpleasant things to you. That might be why you're a little bit hesitant, because you told other people about what it is that you really want to do because you're following your heart, and people have like laughed at you for it. We talked about that. Even retaliation, right? Don't listen to those people. If you think a dream is too big or too far-fetched, it's not. It's not, Sagittarius. You have to follow your heart to get to your North Star. It's your destiny. It's not anybody else's. We have the Magician at the bottom of the deck. You have what it takes to pursue these dreams, Sag. Whatever dream that you have everything that you need already. You're ready for this. Just go after what ultimately is going to fulfill you. You're going to see that it's really going to fulfill you, no matter what this dream is, no matter what it is that you want to do. It will give you a sense of freedom, and you'll feel more at peace. Follow the guidance. Some of you are getting guidance from all over the place, and you're still doubting. Why are you still doubting, Sagittarius? Is it because of fear, uncertainty, fear of the unknown? Again, what other people are going to say? When you're able to break that barrier, Sag, you're going to start realizing that you are more powerful than you ever thought you were. And God doesn't just present things in our way, doesn't present opportunities just because of it. He gives this to us so that we can really follow those signs to get there and live life to the fullest and follow our dreams, what we really want to do. Somebody here, there's something with communication, something with music, or you write music, you sing like I talked about. You don't think it's possible. And maybe with that you being emotionally connected, you have some strong talent with the arts or something. And maybe your purpose is to communicate that with the rest of the world. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, because this is not for everybody. But you have to understand you have unlimited potential here. There's the infinity symbol above the magician's head. You have that magic within you to bring about whatever it is that you are seeking, Sag. It's okay to be in tune with those feelings. It's okay to let those things out. It's kind of like that Nothing Else Matters song by Metallica. I mean, Lars Ulrich and I think it was James. I forgot the other guy's last name. I was reading the history behind it the other day, and they were talking about how they had to really get out what they were feeling. They had to be vulnerable. Like, this is the only way. I have to be honest with myself and with everybody else, because it eats you up inside, and nobody wants to be eaten up inside to the point where they lose their minds. Okay? So there's something here like you really got to express how you're feeling and not be afraid of it. And whatever it is that God is telling you to do, whatever signs you're getting, the downloads. You get those downloads. You take inspired action. You have that willpower and you go after it. Because God is here to support you. God will never fail you. Ever. So understand that you have what it takes for whatever this is. Let's see what you need to avoid. What does Sagittarius need to avoid for this week? Spirit guides and angels, galactic family, Pleiadian Syrians, please and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, and your clarity. There's water energy everywhere. We now have the 10 of Cups as to what you need to avoid and the 8 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. You guys got to stop living in the past. Stop being nostalgic. Stop staying back for the wrong reasons. This is talking about being dishonest with yourself and others. I was just talking about just with the Metallica song. Okay? It eats you up inside. That is no way for any human being to live. You got to walk away from what doesn't serve you anymore, Sag. And you know what that is. This life that you've been living, you know it's not for you anymore. Things that once made you happy, you know they're not making you happy anymore. You got to follow your dreams and follow your heart. And not be afraid of that. God wants you to pursue this other path that is going to lead you to the 9 of Cups. When you leave the 7 of Cups and the 8 of Cups, you go on the quest for the Holy Grail. You find that cup. It's the 9th cup. And then you're in the energy of 9 of Cups, which is living the good life, wish fulfillment. Being happy and content on your own. Some of you are in inauthentic relationships, whether it's a romantic relationship, a karmic, a friendship, okay? Even something with coworkers. Maybe most of your life you've been surrounded by inauthentic relationships on all different types, okay? And as I said, you probably were vulnerable with these people and they took advantage of that. And that maybe was what caused you to put up barriers around your heart. But as I said, Sagittarius, if you are being dishonest with yourself and others, you're pretending to be someone you're not, you're pretending to act a certain way or live a certain life that you're not living, you're going to attract people who are going to do the same thing. That's how it works. It's the law of attraction. If you don't believe that, it's probably because you haven't tried the other side of this by walking away from being like this. You're pretending to be happy, and you're not. You're staying behind for the wrong reasons. You're staying in a relationship for the wrong reasons. You're keeping these friendships because of whatever reason. Maybe you're afraid of being alone because with this energy here, the 8 of Cups, this is a journey, right? There's only one person there. And when you get to the 9 of Cups, that is one person in the Rider Waite, right? It's not two people. In order for you to get the real 10 of Cups, Sagittarius, you have to get to the 9 first. And in order to get to the 9, you have to do the 8. You have to walk away from what doesn't serve you. You have to walk away from relationships that are not harmonious, that are imbalanced. For some of you, You you are letting your emotions get the best of you because you're so connected to your emotions. There's something here where you may be having your emotions do the thinking for you. There's like no balance between your head and your heart, I'm hearing. And the Knight of Cups has to have head-heart balance to make sure he doesn't get overly emotional and he doesn't see through rose-colored glasses. Okay? So it's really time for you to start looking at things differently here. You can't fake your happiness anymore. And that's probably why I was talking about with these other readings. And again, it's not just about you. There's a whole bunch of other people who watch tarot. And people are like, can we just have a positive reading all the time? I'm not one of those readers. Why? Because you cannot have light without dark. You can't get something for nothing. You can't expect just because, you know, these messages come out, okay, cool, well, this is going to happen for me. But if you haven't done anything to get even close to that, if you haven't walked away from your past, if you're still staying in your self node, you're still staying in your comfort zone, God doesn't bring us the miracles when we stay in our comfort zone, when we stay in complacency. That's still staying in the 3D world. That's still allowing ourselves to be shackled to the devil energies, the dark energies. All right. You can't have things of the light if you're staying in the dark. If you're still having, keeping yourself in the past and letting the past kind of rule your life, it's not going to bring about those big blessings and miracles. And we have to be honest with ourselves. If you know you're in a relationship where somebody can't commit, or somebody who's not reciprocating what you're putting in, somebody who's lying to you, somebody who can't be vulnerable with you, somebody who doesn't like the fact that you're vulnerable with them or you're sensitive, no, you don't need to say, you shouldn't be staying in that relationship, whether it's romantic or not. If they ridicule you because of who you are, those sensitivities, vulnerabilities, no way. You have to walk away from that. You have to let go, because you guys are not emotionally fulfilled. This life that you think you're living, it's not emotionally fulfilling you, Sagittarius. I have to be honest, okay? We can see all these wonderful things and stuff, and we can see all of these messages and stuff like that. Oh, awesome. And where nothing's happening and you still feel discontent and unhappy, it's because you haven't changed something. These inauthentic relationships have to go. And you have to be careful with your energies. You have to have that head-heart balance and not allow your emotions to drive everything, to make your decisions, okay? You have to be very careful with that. It's time for you to be honest with yourself. You know that something is off. You know that something is off. This is double emotionally unfulfilled energy. You guys are not happy at all. And you have to stop faking that. I said, dishonesty gets no one anywhere. It attracts more dishonesty and it blocks this true love, blissful relationships, harmony, peace, idyllic peace, the happily ever after, the storybook ending. It blocks this from coming in if you're being dishonest with yourself and you're faking your happiness. Faking happiness and dishonesty is not in vibrational alignment with this. This is one of the most highly vibrational cards in all of tarot. This is agape love. This is unconditional love, which is the violet flame frequency, the highest frequency of all. You feeling unemotionally fulfilled and not being true to yourself and pretending to be happy and telling people this, this, and that when you're really not, that is not in alignment with this. It will not call in this. We all know that everything is energy, and you have to be in alignment with this if you want this to come in. Look what's underneath the Eight of Cups. See, I said Six of Pentacles. Lack of reciprocity. You're dealing with relationships where there's unequal give and take. You got to cut those relationships off. For some of you, you know this is what you have to do. You have to walk away from people who don't give back to you what you give to them. Especially if you give them money and they take advantage of you for that. Nope. Somebody who can't commit. Nope. They could even be, you know, co-workers or business partners who can't commit to you. You're putting in all the work and they just put a little bit in and then they say, okay, cool, you know, we're good to go. Nope. When they agree to something, no, walk away. Walk away. You keep giving money to somebody and they're taking advantage, walk away. Again, there's discord here. This is not a harmonious situation. And there's a lot of water energy. You can't let your emotions get the best of you. You got to find that balance, okay? You got to be more in harmony with yourself. And you can't expect others to fulfill your happiness either. If you're wanting romance, somebody who can talk to you honestly and openly with you, but you are not honest and open with yourself and with other people, or maybe just within yourself, period, that won't come to you because you're not living that. That's just how it works, Sag. Let's see. Why is the Knight of Cups here? Can you please clarify the Knight of Cups for us? Spirit guides and angels, galactic family, Pleiadian Sirians. Oh boy. We have the Nine of Swords. I said head, heart balance, right? There's a lot of hopelessness and despair here. Maybe you're dealing with somebody who is a heartbreaker, who can't commit, somebody who's always bringing you disappointment. Maybe this is with a lot of people. A lot of people tend to disappoint you. They could be pretending to be your friend, or, you know, pretending to love you or be all romantic and stuff, and then they act a certain way and it causes this energy. That could be for somebody here. You keep running into people who maybe they're only attracted to you for money, or they're only attracted to you because of your status, or they're only attracted to you because of your physical appearance. And they don't really love you for who you are. Maybe you try to open up to them and they're like, oh, I don't want to hear that. I'm unemotional. You might be dealing with somebody who's like a robot. They have issues too if you're dealing with somebody like that, Sag. But that's also because there's something stemming from you that you're attracting people like that. That's what happens. That happened to me. I wasn't honest with other people. I wasn't honest with myself. And I was attracting people who were not honest with me either. I had a lot of inauthentic relationships. But not just all romantic, because I dated very few people. It was like work relationships and friendships and things like that. All those are gone. They're all gone. So you're thinking that, you know, nothing will come of the situation, that this is always going to continue. But again, you have to be 8 of Cups. All right. You're the one who's going to have to walk away from these types of relationships, these types of jobs, people, whatever this is for you. You got to get out of your head. It's like, see, all of these emotions running high here, being disharmonious emotionally, it's not in balance. It's causing you to lose sleep. Your health is being affected. You're in total mental anguish, some of you. Can't sleep at night. Sleep deprivation affects your health, right? So there's something that needs to be done here, Sag. You really gotta follow what your heart is telling you. If your heart's telling you to move away, do something. Whatever it is your heart's telling you to do. There's something with the family here too. Something going on in your family. There's some family imbalance, some family discord. It's like I'm hearing the family's falling apart. And you're just like losing sleep over it. Something's not going right here, Sag. You got to be honest here. Got to be honest. You have to trust your instincts, and you have to go after what your heart's telling you to do. And if this is about following your dreams and stuff, and you know, you're dealing with people who are not in alignment with those dreams, who won't back you up, then you gotta release those people. I mean, it happened to me, especially what I was doing now, and people were like laughing at me. They're like, really? And then I would talk about stuff, and I would pick up on stuff that I knew that they were dealing with. And I remember one person was like, you don't know about my life, but my gut was so strong. Still then, I knew what was going on with my coworker. We used to be friends, and we're no longer friends, of course, but situations like that. People were like questioning what I was doing, and they thought it was crazy. And I was like, well, I'm going to follow my heart. And they're like, well, what about this, and that, and whatever. I'm surprised that this is going to happen, or whatever. Or what happens if it doesn't work? Stuff like that. No, all of those people got removed from my life. God actually was the one who did that. So if you're dealing with stuff like that, Sag, you got to let it go. See, there's something with the family here. This is 10 of Pentacles. There's something here about either somebody's attracted to you because of money, your looks. You might be living the good life or something like that. Or I'm hearing somebody may look at you as a trophy wife or a trophy husband or a trophy girlfriend. I know the trophy wife, but you guys know what I mean. Okay? I mean, he does have a cup. It looks like a trophy, does it not? Okay? But for others of you, there's something with family. Some family issues going on. You got to do what's best for you, Sag. Yeah, something's going on family or in the home. This is also dealing with ancestral patterns for me. Maybe you attracting these types of inauthentic relationships is due to an ancestral pattern. It's exactly what happened in my journey. And when I realized what I was doing, I was the one who was called upon to be the golden link to stop those patterns. And that's exactly what I did. Again, take it how it resonates. And we have 2 10s here. All right. Something needs to end so something new can begin. You have to let go of something if you want to gain something. Let's see why the 10 of Cups is here. You're going to have to let go of these relationships in order to gain more authentic relationships. All right. Wow. Sagittarius. And you're a fire sign. Look at all the water. We always saw were air, the swords, and then pentacles. Look what's at the bottom. The seven of cups. Your emotions are really getting the best of you right now with this situation. Okay? You have to have head heart balance. You're going to have to really be honest with yourself and reassess the situation because it's not serving you. It's not serving you right now. And you keep getting all of these signs and you're thinking, no, I don't think that that's the direction I should go in. I talked about following your dreams, right? This is about following your dreams. You're thinking that this is not even achievable here because of what other people are saying. You're getting distracted by what you see on social media, what your friends are saying, other family members are saying, what you're seeing all over the place, the internet. Some of you are listening to people outside of yourselves instead of listening to yourself, listening to you. Okay? You have to trust yourself. Be honest with yourself and ask your guides, angels, God, for help with this. Someone is really emotionally imbalanced. There's way too much water in this reading. There's a lot of illusions surrounding you. You got to walk away from these illusions and start finding your truth. I talked about, see, the Eight of Cups, you walk away from the Seven of Cups. You know this life is not serving you. You have clouded judgment about it. You're staying in your comfort zone. These are temptations here. Distractions. You want to stay here because this is the life that you've lived, but you know it's not serving you anymore. And you're going to have to do an about face and go on that quest for your holy grail. What brings you ultimate fulfillment first. Everything will turn around when you yourself are emotionally fulfilled on your own. This is really not serving you right here. Addictions. Maybe there's drinking here. Maybe you're dealing with somebody who's doing some heavy drinking. Or maybe you, Sagittarius, you are suppressing your emotions and you building that wall upon your heart. I talked about the health thing, and it's causing you to drink a lot. It's got you trying to numb yourself, or somebody here's trying to numb themselves because they can't deal with their emotions, their sensitivities. I know somebody who was like this. It totally tore their world apart. It did. I do not want that for you, Sagittarius. I really don't. If this part of the reading is resonating with you with the drinking, or you're getting into some sort of drugs or something like that. Medication, trying to over-medicate yourself to not deal with pain, to not deal with your emotions, how you feel, because you're so emotionally connected. It's like, I don't want to feel. No, you have to feel. You are a human being. You're not a robot, Sag. You're going to have to do something about this because it's not going to get any better. You are responsible for your well-being, your happiness, and your abundance. You want the Ten of Cups. I know you do, but you have to be in alignment with that. And staying in this energy is not going to help you. You got to walk away from those illusions. And walk away from what's distracting you from your actual divine path here. Yeah, suppressing your emotions, as I said. You're not being compassionate with yourself, with others maybe. There's a lot of drama here. This could very well be a drama queen, or you're dealing with a drama queen. Maybe this drama queen is causing this family to just fall apart. Somebody's going to have to do something with this particular individual if they're resonating with this part of the the reading, okay? But if this is you, Sag, with suppressing your emotions and you're not trusting your intuition, like it's like you're blocking, you don't want to listen to it because you don't think that it's going to lead you to your abundance, to your destiny. You have to start listening. Some of you are too codependent on something. You're very, very emotional. You feel drained. You're overcome with emotions. You don't know what to do, what's coming next. You're having a hard time here. You gotta find some balance emotionally here, Sagittarius. You have to stop wallowing in your sorrows and feeling very melancholic. It's not gonna help you. Maybe you're the type of person who's very gullible. That's okay. I used to be like that too. It's all a journey, guys. It's a process. You'll be able to overcome this. Some of you are being a little bit too irrational here. So you're really going to have to be listening and trusting to your emotions, guys. All right. Let's see what your guidance is for this week. What guidance do we have for Sagittarius, Spirit Guides and Angels, Galactic Family, Pleiadian, Sirians? Please and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, and your clarity. Thank you, Spirit. Use loving strength and discernment. I know it got darker. Oh, I thought I turned on the light. Hold on, Sag. I'm not trying to win the approval of people, but of God. If pleasing people were my goal, I would not be Christ's servant. Book of Galatians, chapter 1, verse 10. Maybe this is what the issue is. If you feel drawn to read this Bible verse, Spirit is highly recommending that you do so because there are other messages for you here. Use discernment. Shine your inner light brightly. The city has no need of sun or moon, for the glory of God illuminates the city, and the Lamb is its light. Book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 23. The bottom of the deck is see everything through the eyes of love. Love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. It does not demand its own way. First Book of Corinthians, chapter 13, verses 4 to 5. I will read from the book because they always want me to do. Use loving strength and discernment. Although you're a kind and generous person, you also need to practice having healthy boundaries. The key here is love. Wisdom is knowing instinctively when saying no or yes is the loving choice. In life, we often feel torn between doing what others want us to do and doing what we know is right for us. We all have the ability to be discerning, but it takes great strength to deploy this skill, especially when others are pressuring us. Perhaps in childhood, we experienced peer pressure that sent us in an undesirable direction. From these experiences, we can learn to make better choices in the future. Praying for loving discernment is a good start. When we allow the wisdom of God to enter our hearts, we find the inner strength to use discernment for the highest good of all. We also find it easier to create and maintain healthy boundaries. There we go. Some of you are given too much. You're a very loving person, but you gotta set boundaries. It sounds like what my story was a long time ago. Shine your inner light brightly. When you focus upon divinity and allow the flow of God's love and light into your life, other people notice and are inspired to do the same. Others will be attracted to your bright divine light like moths to a flame. You can share your secret by teaching them about God's love and the miraculous power of prayer. Shine your light as you go about your daily life, imbuing everything you do with love. It's so simple, yet very effective, with far-reaching effects. When you allow your inner light to shine, you become more beautiful, both inside and outside. This can even have the added bonus of giving you a more youthful appearance. Children shine God's love naturally, and you still have that ability as an adult. They want me to read the bottom of the deck, so I will. See everything through the eyes of love. Children are made from the pure love and light of God. They are love. As we grow older, our spiritual focus needs to stay upon love and deepen even more. We realize that we have the choice to view ourselves and others through the eyes of love, just as God sees us. Love is strength, not weakness. So choosing love also means that you're choosing to experience life with the strength of God. It's the power of love that's always within you. And living as a loving being is an infinitely happier, more satisfying way to live compared to living with a fearful focus. When you look around with the eyes of love, nearly every situation becomes clearer and lighter, and challenges can become easier to resolve. You fall back in love with life again the way you did as a child. Pray for help when you feel afraid, and God will shine the light of love upon you so that you'll almost immediately feel uplifted. All right, we are now going to see what the new moon in Sagittarius is bringing you. New moon in Sagittarius, new moon in Aquarius, okay? What is the new moon in Aquarius bringing Sagittarius? Spirit guides and angels? There we go. Please and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, and your clarity. Thank you, Spirit. The full moon in Capricorn. Take a reality check. The last quarter moon in Cancer. More water energy. Take a breather. Magician energy. Full moon in Virgo. Take inspired action. Hold on, guys. I'm going to go turn on the light. I thought I turned on the light, but I didn't. Obviously. Okay. As usual, they always want me to read the book. So we're going to do last quarter moon in Cancer. Okay? Take a breather. Sometimes situations start with much promise and then get fatigued or fizzle out. This is normal. If a situation is dragging on and everyone is becoming far too sensitive, it might be time to take a breather. Is this still what you want? If a situation is slipping away from you, it could be due to self-doubt or because too many people are trying to get their own way. If you're struggling to find a balance with a VIP in your life or a personal or professional connection, it may be time to show your feelings. There could be a clash here caused by everyone wanting to be the leader. Give the situation some air. You need to stop and revive. Emotional fatigue is as dangerous as physical fatigue if it becomes long-term. See the beauty in life to refresh your heart. Your manifestation affirmation is, love is all there is, and I am love. See, the whole love thing is still here. All right, full moon in Capricorn. Full moon in Capricorn. There we go. This card has two sides to it, literally and metaphorically. If you've been worrying about something, the good news is that you shouldn't waste another moment worrying, as this won't help. Some things only happen once, and that can be really good news. If you're wondering about how something you're keen on is going to turn out, this card could be a sign that you hit a roadblock. If you want to change that, you're going to need to put in an extra effort with your manifesting work. Find a balance between facing your reality and be kind to yourself and others. If you're not happy with the message of this card, use the old trick of finding the best thought you can about your situation and go from there. Your manifesting affirmation is, everything is always working out in my favor. Oh, they wanted me to read the full moon in Virgo. Okie dokie. Take inspired action. This card is bursting with goddess energy and reminds you that while it's wonderful to have lofty dreams, you also need to ground those desires by taking inspired action. Commune with the heavens, but take practical steps down here on earth. Draw down the energies of the divine by doing something as seemingly trivial as making a bullet point list of what you need to do to manifest your dreams into reality. Also, know that you're 100% worthy of your dreams. Ditch self-effacement, criticism, and second-guessing yourself and others. Find a balance between dreaming big and being practical. It's important to believe in our dreams, but we also need to take practical steps towards them. The energy of this card will help you to connect with that reality. Your manifestation affirmation is, I forgive myself for everything. I am doing my best. Beautiful messages there, Sag. We are now going to check in on your love situation. What is going on with Sagittarius's love situation at this time? Spirit guides and angels, galactic family, Pleiadian, Syrians, please and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, and your clarity. Oh, that was interesting. We have the dragonfly. Be lighthearted, finding out things coming to light, adapt, change, and heal. Adapt, change, and heal. Especially from relationships, Sagittarius. Talking. Interested, conversing more, awaited message arrives, text, call, email, hoovering. So either you're experiencing hoovering with somebody and you need to walk away from somebody who does that, or you're also going to have to express your feelings here. All right? You're going to have to be honest with this person with regards to your love situation. Could even be with people that you love, like family members and friends, okay? This is not just talking about romance. Mirror. Mirroring each other, self-image, relationships reflect our wounds, introspection. Relationships reflect our wounds. They sure do. Okay? It's time to heal those wounds. The Axe is at the bottom of the deck. Breakup, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, abandonment. Some of you have abandonment issues, or your person's dealing with abandonment issues. Silent treatment, that's why I was saying you have to speak up. Okay? You're going to have to talk about your feelings. This could also be where you're in separation, or you just broke up with somebody and your emotions are running high and all these other things that we talked about. Or you need to be the one to break up with somebody and you're afraid to do that. Or you need to tell somebody, I'm done with your behavior, or whatever this is. This is hopeless. I need to do something for myself. And maybe you have to initiate separation or something like that. But you see where it says stop the pattern? I was talking about ancestral patterns, was I not? You know what this pattern is, Sag. It's time to break free from that. That freedom card right there. Go reach for, it's your destiny, your dreams. But remember, you have to have that balance. You want to follow your dreams, you're going to have to take steps towards that. There's a lot of water here. And then the Nine of Swords is not even like a higher vibrational air card, all right? You're going to balance this out, okay? So hopefully this helps you. If you would like a personal reading with me, Sag, please check out the description box below for information on that. Or you can hop on over to capellawellness.com and check out my service suite there. If you have any questions about anything or you want to reach out to me, my email address is in the description box below as well. Also, my guys wanted me to put in my donation links in my description box. They're further down in that box underneath the donations heading that I put there. If you feel drawn to support my channel and the work that I do, feel free to submit a donation. Again, it is not required, okay? I do not ask for that. They just wanted me to mention that I have links in the description box for that, okay? Because my guides were like, well, you're giving yourself freely here and free reading, so put the links there so you can kind of, reciprocation, right? The Six of Pentacles, equal give and take type of thing. So again, it is not required, but if you do make a donation, thank you so much in advance, and I pray that that donation returns to you tenfold. All right, Sagittarius, this concludes your weekly reading. Thank you so very much for watching this video, for subscribing to this channel if you haven't already, and for illuminating the thumbs up button. I would greatly appreciate it. I wish you the best today and always. I send you so, so much love, and I hope I illuminated your well-being today. Again, this is Jess from Capella Wellness, starring out.